Working on our streets, so I'll try to be brief. They're kind of noisy. I unplugged the two plugs back there. One's for the ice maker, white cord, and the other one's power to the fridge. Then I unplugged these two. This is 6-volt power, and this is ground. I'm sorry, 12-volt power. And comes off of here, but be careful, because it's got power even when you have the chassis power disconnected through the inverter, so this thing can run. And I got a little spark off it, so hopefully I didn't hurt anything. And this is the line for the ice maker, the LP line, shut off at the tank, shut off here. So everything on the refrigerator is disconnected. They had a couple screws going in through this pan down here, holding it in. And so now I'll go to the inside and I'll show you what I think I have to disconnect in there. So I put an old moving blanket down, and then I'm gonna, it's about 11 inches off the floor, so I'm gonna use a couple old milk crates. My plan is to flip them over, pull the fridge out, set the fridge on the milk crates. It's got 4 screws up here that had covers on them. And then I took the drawers out that were down here because I don't want to bust the handles off in case I drop this thing. Somebody online said this thing was 265 pounds, and I don't doubt it. And we have to get it out far enough to get to the back is what I'm thinking. I want to look at the fans. I want to check, make sure the fans are working in the back, and see if we have any blockage in the air channel. You can't see anything from the little hole outside. So here we go. Might be a little bit noisy, but alright. I got it out about 4 inches, and whoever said this thing weighed 235 pounds, I believe them. So I got to try to get something to slide it on because it's starting to tear this trim out right here on the corner. So I need to kind of raise it up and put something in there to let it slide rather than trying to slide on this insulation and tape. I don't know, when they put it in there they probably had a sheet that they could pull out the back or something, but it's got a little wiggle room to it, but not a lot. As you can see up here. So my thought is to get it something to slide on. I am downgraded just a little bit. I'm not exactly level, but I'm pretty close. So oh well, let the fun continue. You're gonna have to do, put up with a little rotation here. There it is, the refrigerator is out. Whoever said it weighed 235 pounds, I agree with them 100%. And all this is to get at these fans, either check them or replace them. And then up in here there's a switch, thermostatically controlled switch. So basically if these fans work when I put power to them, then the switch is bad. I've never heard them run and it's been 105 degrees outside. So the other thing I might add is when trying to pull this thing out, it wasn't coming along so good, so I got underneath it. I had some scrap and I got these under each side, which is the high side. I took a pry bar from underneath, lifted them up, and then it slid out real nice. So I'll probably use these, putting it back in, and then try to take them out. But everything looks pretty decent back here. There's no insulation. Plug in the air channel. I'll clean this up with a vacuum cleaner since I got it out. But we're running out of things that might be wrong with this refrigerator. Oh yeah, I got to check the chimney. Rufus pointed out in his chimney that there's this cap right here. You see that? And then there's a piece that goes down below there, and it looks like it's out of place, so, and bent up. So that wasn't completely where it was supposed to be, but we'll check it out, let you know what I find. So this is me in my refrigerator hole. Bye. Couple of things real quick here. This is the temperature switch for the coil up on the back of the refrigerator. I'll show you where it goes. And as you can see right here, it's showing that it's an open. And what I did is I took and I heated this part up. I've done it 2 or 3 times now. Of course, that's my finger giving continuity through my body. But anyway, I heated up this button and it's gone to connection. And then I let it cool off and it goes to open. So I know that's working. And that goes, bear with me here, I gotta crawl in the opening. That goes right there between them 2 screw holes. These wires hook up to it right here. I don't know if you call this the condenser up on the back of the refrigerator. I always get the evap and condenser confused. But anyway, then I took these fans, hooked the power up, and I put a switch on my power. This is the power feed right here. I put a switch on it, I disconnected these wires, and I ran each one of these fans. So to my amazement, these fans are still working. So according to what I can see, everything back here is working. The only thing I did find was this cap for the flue was out of place, and I'll probably knock it out of place again. You see how close it is to that wall when you're coming in, and you got this insulation here. Well, it was pretty much off the top. So that's the only thing I could find. The other thing I did find, just real quick, is in the manual, it says something about a 50-degree ambient temperature switch that's behind a control panel for when operating your refrigerator below 50 degrees. So I'm going to take, well, here it is, low ambient temperature switch. So that would kind of make sense to the way my refrigerator is operating. So once I get it back in, I'm going to take the control panel off, see if I can find that switch they're talking about. If it's that simple, it sure has caused me a lot of grief. And I'm guessing a lot of other people too, if you didn't know that was there and it hasn't been checked. Okay, to get this 235-pound refrigerator in and out by myself, I had a couple of, I got a 90-degree bend on them straps. Hopefully you can see them. And that's acting like a slider for me, so I can slide this back. Then the next thing I got to do is lift the front end up over the milk cartons I got underneath. And it should go fairly easy, and I want to keep an eye on that vent cap on the other side that got twisted off the last time it was put in. Well folks, I don't know what to tell you. I've gone over this Norcold 1200, doing everything I can think of. Can't find anything wrong with it, but it's not performing to expectations, I guess you could say. So anyway, it was running for about 6 hours today. It got down around 62 degrees. It looks like it was going lower. So maybe if I run it longer, for some reason, now that I put it back in, it seems to be running a little bit better, but couldn't really tell you why. Couldn't find anything wrong in the back after going through all that effort of pulling it out. But I can't see how come people get rid of them and put in a regular refrigerator, and that's basically because they're mechanical and you can depend on them. These LPAC, I don't get it. They say not to even run this thing till we get the update done to it, which the RV dealer said that they ordered the kit, but they haven't called me to schedule an appointment yet. So if I'm out working on it tomorrow, which seems to be about every day, trying to catch up with what wasn't done with it for a long time, I'll maybe run on LP and see if it holds up. Gets around 90 degrees around here, and I'm just not very well impressed. When we've traveled, it always airs out, so it quits working. I had a horrible time the last time. We were out 12, 14 days, and it just never really kept good temperature. But the burner's clean. LP is running fine. You'll see. This is like part number 4. So sorry. All I guess I could do is show you how to test some things and take it in and out. But I sure haven't got any solutions. Thank you.